Michael Lawrence, when you reflect on that positive pre-season performance against Huddersfield, what was the standout aspect of that performance, do you feel?
I think it was just that we did a lot of the things we've been practicing for a long time, and we put them into a game situation. To be fair, I think everybody came off the field feeling that they contributed towards a good performance. 25-man, obviously, squad. Everybody played and everybody had a positive contribution. So all the lads came off feeling good, physically, healthy, and that obviously they were happy about what they did on the field. So it puts us in really good stead coming into the competitive games this weekend.
Do you feel that might heighten expectations amongst the players, the supporters, the fact you have gone to a Super League side and certainly in that first half were very dominant?
Yeah, maybe so. We've got high expectations. We know there's high expectations from the fans and the media and ourselves, to be fair. So no, we're well accustomed to those and we're prepared to obviously tackle the season with those expectations on top of with us.
And as Lee Greenwood referenced in his post-match interview, no one player did the full 80 minutes. It was a full team effort as captain. That must really infuse you and please you that every one of those 25 players contributed to that victory.
Yeah, they did. And as we spoke about earlier, the championship is so competitive, and if we want to get what we want to get out of the season this year, it's going to take the whole squad to do that. It's going to take the collective, the whole group. We're going to pick up injuries like any other team, suspensions, there's ups and downs within a rugby league season, so it's really going to take a collective squad effort. So the fact that everybody contributed towards that victory in a positive way at the weekend puts us in really good stead, and we feel like we're in a really good position going into the year.
It certainly gives Brian Noble a very welcome headache because 25 simply can't go into 17 for this weekend's game against Doncaster in the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be Nobby and the coaching team's biggest issue every week. I suppose it's a good issue to have. Is going to be keeping the squad happy and hungry. But I think we'll be able to do that this year. I think we've got a lot of experience, and I think everybody knows we've all got the same aligned vision, and everybody is working towards what we want to get out of the year. But yeah, definitely the man management of the squad is going to be very important. But I think there's probably no better coach other than Nobby with all the experience that he's got in how to manage players and get the best out of players. I think in a very good position to be able to do that.
That competition for places and hunger to impress, it wasn't there last season. Give us an idea of that sort of noticeable change to you, what you're seeing in and around the club at Tong and at Odsal.
It's been massive. I think it wasn't there last season through no fault of, obviously, I think it was just because we had so many players injured at the start of the season, and I think constantly we were pretty much chasing our tails right up until the summer, bringing in players on loan, signing players throughout the year to keep getting a fit 17 on the field every single week. So this year having a fully healthy squad, obviously a great S&C and medical team this year in place, we've managed to pretty much have everybody training all pre-season. So we're in a really good position, and obviously that competition for places and having everybody training has really raised the level of training and the intensity and the standard, and I think that is only going to transfer onto the field on a Sunday afternoon and on Friday night this season.
It is that first competitive game at Barricade Odsal on Sunday. Are you happy with how pre-season's gone? Are you happy with the readiness of the Bradford Bulls squad ahead of this first competitive showdown?
Yeah, I think we're ready. I think we're ready now to get into it. I think we're in a really good position. We've had a really good preparation, not really too disrupted at all. So yeah, all the boys are hungry, happy with what they did in that showing last week against Huddersfield, and I'm ready now to get into the competitive stuff where it really counts.
What are your expectations of that game on Sunday? No secret, Doncaster and Richard Horne, Andre Savelio, Josh Bowden, Jordan Baldwinson, Josh Jones. They've certainly recruited, a little bit under the radar, some might say.
Yeah, they've got some. They're a really dangerous team. They've got some good individual players of Doncaster, and it's a game we can't look past. So we know we're going to have to be on the top of our game and play really well and build on the performance we put in last week against Huddersfield to get the result. We've been training really hard this week. So far we've had a great week preparation and ready for Sunday's game, and we're hoping to get out there and put in a good performance in front of our fans for the first time this season at home.
It is the Challenge Cup.
Yeah.
No second chances. Yeah. And, I know Brian Noble doesn't want the Castleford potential tie to be a distraction. But you know, as you say, it's 80 minutes do or die.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. It's knockout rugby, so that's it. We can't afford to slip up. We have to get it right on Sunday, and I'm pretty confident if we go out there and we play the way we've been training and we want to play, we can get the job done. But yeah, it'll be down to the 17 men that go out there on the Sunday to get the job done.
Obviously, it's a cup game. Fans, massive part to play. If there's anyone listening, watching this, what's your message to those fans?
Oh, come down. Obviously, first competitive game of the season. We really want our fan base to come out and support us this year. We feel like they're going to play a massive part in this season. They're huge, and when they get behind us, home and away, it's massive. The boys we really do feed off it on the field. So, yeah, come down on Sunday, get your first look at the squad in a competitive situation, and help us get that victory.
Your role at the club as captain is vitally important. How do you see that developing, progressing, Michael, in 2025 on and off the field?
Yeah, obviously it's a massive honour. When I was asked again by Nobby, Greedy and Keith to captain the side, I said of course. Yeah, it's a great honour for myself to captain the side, but my role's just stayed the same. Really, to set standards, push standards, hold people and myself accountable. Be that link between the coaching staff and the playing group, and yeah, pretty much be a leader on the field as well through my words and through my actions. And like to say, obviously, I'm coming into my 19th season, so I've got a fair bit of experience in the game, and I've been in most situations. So I like to think that I can be a bit of a calming voice and a steady head in most situations. But this year it's great. Obviously, the club have invested in the squad, and they've added some other great experienced players to this side as well. So people like James Donaldson out there with me on the field, and they'll really enjoy keys. They'll be able to help form that leadership group. And yeah, I think we've got the experience out there this year to really help us in the back end of the year and in the big games.
You've just mentioned it's your 19th season. There's a lot of experience, a lot of information that you've soaked up during that time, Michael.
Yeah.
How can you use that to guide some of the younger players who are just starting their rugby league journey at the Bradford Bulls?
Yeah, just literally by either feeding information on where I see it relevant, if there's something in training or something to do with a game. Anywhere I can help, really. Anywhere I can help. Like I said, all the team know that I'm willing to speak and help anybody as much as I can. So yeah, literally, the more questions I get asked by the younger players, the better. I try to help them in any way I can. If I see them training, try to make sure they're doing the right things and so on and so forth. Because yeah, they're the next generation and the future of the club. So yeah, I just try to put in some good habits and obviously seen some bad habits over the time. So if I can see those creeping in, try to make sure those don't creep in and make sure they're doing the right things, because I know that'll go a long way towards them having a long and successful career.
Probably putting you on the spot here, Michael, but I've just interviewed RFL CEO Tony Sutton, and if Salford don't make the Super League season, Tony has said there is contingencies in place, and one of those contingencies would be for potentially a championship club to take the place of Salford. Obviously, everybody in the rugby league family wants Salford to find and secure that investment.
Yes.
But the question obviously is, if Bradford were given an opportunity to take Salford's place in the Super League this coming season, how do you feel about that? And do you feel Bradford are currently equipped with the squad they have to do that?
It'd be very exciting, I think. It'd be an exciting prospect. Obviously, hopefully, Salford can get the funds together that they need to do to continually and play in Super League this year. But yeah, if we're if we're asked to fill that void, I'm sure the board and everybody at Odsal will do everything they can to make sure that we're ready to go.